What's up, guys? I have a great little commentary topic for you today over some pretty solid gameplay. Let me just give you a brief overview of what the gameplay is. It's me and two buddies in a multi-team hardpoint, and we're going up against three other random people, but the three other people that I didn't mention are in a party, and they're very, very good. I don't want to say they're very, very good. They're good for, being random people, and they're running in a team, and they definitely know what they're doing. So it's really hard to go up against a team that knows what they're doing. So this is kind of the result of that gameplay. And we did end up playing them a few more times, at least once more, I think. And same result. We lost every time, but whatever. That's not really what I want to talk about today. It's not that important. What I did want to talk about is college and college and universities. So real quick, the difference. What's the difference between a college and a university? Well, I didn't do my research on this, but if I had to guess, it's because the difference is university is named a university because a university does research, and research being, for example, they do research at a more higher level. Essentially, that they the students and the professors, the staff, some of them partake in research, and that's not something that's really done at a college. That should be basically the basic difference between a college and a university. Obviously, you got community college, which is a lot less populated typically than a university. Not as many people go there, and it's typically you can't get a 4-year degree from a community college. You can only get a 2-year associate's degree. And so from a university, you can get a 4-year degree. You can possibly get an associate's, I'm not sure. You can also get a master's degree, and you can also get a doctorate or PhD, which is a post-master's degree. So there are a lot of differences between college and university, but you can Google that for yourself if you're actually interested in more differences. But that's kind of like the main differences, the biggest differences in my opinion. So I had a professor for my macroeconomics class, and one thing I remember him saying, it sounds kind of bad that I didn't pay attention or whatever, but one thing I do remember him saying is that college is not for everyone, and I believe that is true. College is not for everyone. Some people don't have the right mindset going into college. I truly believe that. I heard that it's a statistic that might be old, but I heard that only 1 in 4 people in the United States have a college degree, a bachelor's degree, that is. So I don't know if that's 100% true, if that's still true today. It seems like there would be a bit more people with it, but that's kind of a general rule. Maybe it's up to 30% or so. But it's typically a lot of people in college actually drop out or end up, dropping out for whatever reason, be it they can't cut it. They don't want to, they can't cut their major. For example, they did a major and it's just too hard for them or something, and they want to do something else. A lot of people drop out because, family things. They got to take care of a parent. They got their wife or their girlfriend pregnant, etc., etc., or they got pregnant, or just a lot of different reasons that one can leave a university or college. So the statistics I know on my university, it was something along the lines of, oh man, how many people graduate in 4 years at my university? It's probably less. It's probably about 1/3 or less. So about 33% or less of people who finish in 4 years for a bachelor's degree, and that's a pretty low stat. And a lot of it is, I think, due to people switching majors. Some of it is that dropping out that I talked about, but a lot of it is switching majors, and a lot of people just don't finish in 4 years. For example, some degrees, such as engineering, typically don't take 4 years, or typically take about 5 years for someone to complete, just because they're a little bit more difficult, a little bit longer in the process. So anyway, should you go to college? That's a really great question. Something you got to ask yourself. I know a lot of people are graduating from high school. I know some of my favorite commentators, for example, Optic Scumpy, or Scumper Jumper, as you may know him, is graduating high school in less than a month, and he's moving on to college, despite being a professional gamer and a very very popular on YouTube. He's definitely very popular. He's gotten so much more popular over the past couple of months. He just keeps getting more popular, and I got to hand it to him. He deserves all of this popularity because he's a great player and fun to watch too. So he's going to college, and I think, you know, if that says something, because he's got a lot of other things that he could do. You know, he could do the gaming thing full time and YouTube full time, but he's making a wise decision. And so this is kind of, I guess, the why you should go to college. I think he's going to college because it's a backup plan. You know, it's something, you know, he can do besides gaming, and it's something that he can have a future in aside from gaming. So he can major in, for example, biology or something, and then, you know, he could maybe go to med school one day, or he could do whatever he wants, you know. But it's something to really, he can hang his hat on. You know, the great thing about a college degree is that no one can ever take it away from you, and you have something that shows that you can follow a system and complete it, and you can take direction from others, being, you know, those others being the professors and stuff, and you can follow the rules and complete something. That's really the biggest thing that a college degree shows, is that you can follow rules and finish a project, essentially. Because what a college degree is a large project consisting of many classes that you need to take. And, you know, despite what, you know, some people would take obviously different majors. Look at that three-piece. That was kind of dirty. That was all on one team. All those guys were on the same team, so it's pretty. They made it a little bit sweeter. Anyway, the college degree is a great thing because nobody can ever take it away from you, and it has value. It doesn't have as much value as it did. A bachelor's degree now is definitely not as highly regarded as it was, say, 20 years ago, or when maybe your parents got their bachelor's degrees, if they did. So it's slowly becoming phased out. It's more like what a high school degree was about 20 or, you know, however many years ago you want to call it. It's now a master's degree is kind of, it's soon to be that a master's degree will be the equivalent of a, sorry, let me rephrase this. A master's degree in, say, 5 years, for example, will be the equivalent of a high school degree 25 or 30 years ago. So what that says is the level for education has just, the standard has really risen. And it's the same kind of, if you look at, to give you a lame example maybe, look at the standards for Call of Duty gameplays. I'm sure way back when Call of Duty 4 was out, and Modern Warfare 2 and whatnot, World at War, whatever, the standards for gameplay were not nearly as high as they are today. But now you can see, like, if it's not a double nuclear, 150 plus, people aren't even going to watch it for the money, you know. It gets pretty ridiculous for the gameplay standards, but that's kind of how it is in college. So I just want to, you know, it's a brief overview, but so why would you not want to go to college? Well, college, for one, is expensive. And a lot of people who finish college end up with a lot of debt, myself included. And the debt can be hard to pay off. It's not forgivable. It's not one of those debts like, for instance, credit card debt can be forgivable. And I know that because the credit card companies can often send you a form, which is a form that says, say, we forgive $20,000 of debt. That $20,000 of debt is, you know, it has to be included in your income when you file your income tax. That's just a little aside, probably more than you wanted to know. But anyway, that's basically a forgiveness of debt. Now that does not happen and will never happen for student loans. You owe that regardless of what happens. So that's something to think about. You're going to owe most likely a lot of money unless you can get scholarships. But I got scholarships, but I still owed money. I did not get a full scholarship. That's something maybe of a misconception. Most people think, or what I thought was a scholarship was that everything was going to be paid for. So it's definitely not the case. I did get help, but just not enough that I didn't have to take out any loans. So that's probably one of the biggest disadvantages, especially assuming you actually finish your degree. That's one of the biggest disadvantages. So if you want me to talk more on this, let me know down in the comments. I probably will in the future. I didn't cover everything, but I hope I gave you a little bit of a gist of what I thought of college. Anyway, if you enjoyed the commentary in the video, please leave a like, rating, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.